States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Leibold,
Here.
Lees, Sleek,
Here.
Frazier,
Here.
Weiss,
Here.
Hattie,
Here.
Elder.
Here. Welcome, everybody. It's nice to have a crowd in here. It's great to see all these faces. Council has a copy of the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any corrections from the minutes? No. And council also has tonight's agenda. Is there any additions to the agenda? We have two speakers tonight. We have Robin Richter and Lily Reel from the Senior Citizen for Senior Citizens Month. If you want to just come up to the podium.
Thank you very much, Mayor, City Council. That's all. I can bring that noise with me.
China.
That's a different type of whoopee cushion.
I would like to begin by saying a few thank yous and then ask for you to embrace a celebration with us of National Senior Center Month. And we'll talk more about, I'll have Lily talk more about the Senior Center that's here in Fremont itself. And then wrap up by talking about why we all need to support a levy for senior citizens in November. So first I want to put a shout out to the city workers for the snow removal during the long winter we had this past year. Their work allowed the Meals on Wheels drivers to get to our homebound seniors in the city and check on them and provide a hot meal. So I know you think about residents getting in and out with their cars and that kind of thing, but it also affects how we are able to provide meals to folks that can't get out of their homes. So thank you. We would like to thank the city water system workers who keep the water supply in good and safe use. That allows us to cook over 450 meals a day and serve those to the frail elderly, and we couldn't do that without a really good water supply. So thank you for that. We'd also like to thank the Parks Department for keeping the facilities clean and in good repair. Our seniors have used Walsh Park a number of years to have their Independence Day picnic. I'd like to thank the City Police Department for keeping our streets safe and providing the Are You OK program that they did in the past for homebound seniors. I'd like to thank Bob Gross in particular for being co-chair of our 2021 Citizens for the Senior Levy campaign. So we appreciate that. And that passed in 2021 with 70%, over 70% approval. So we know the community supports the type of work that we're doing and sees the return on investment. I'd like to thank the mayor, the administration, and the council for supporting us for 41 years. The council mayor's office, the city has provided some match dollars every year for those 41 years, and that is really appreciated because that helps us draw down federal funds. I'd like to thank the mayor for bringing together partners to be part of a food distribution from the Seagate Center that's still ongoing, and our seniors still benefit from that. We receive about a pallet of boxes from Seagate every month that we distribute out versus through Meals on Wheels to seniors that can't get out to the distribution site. And I want to thank the mayor for all his visits to the Fremont Senior Center. The seniors always look forward to seeing our elected officials, including if council members would want to come out as well. I'm going to turn it over to Lily, and then I'll be back up here.
Regarding National Senior Center Month is celebrated each September and an opportunity to showcase the Fremont Senior Center and the valuable programs, activities, and services that are provided. So the best way to do that is to give you our senior newsletter with a list of activities and a calendar that if you turn to pages 4 and 5, that highlights the Fremont Senior Center highlights and programs. And then we would also, again, I would love to have you for lunch sometime. The menu is on the very last page and the inside of it, and the back of the newsletter. And if you would like a meal there, just call us the day ahead to make your reservation. And our phone number is always on the front of the page on the left side in navy blue. This is also a perfect time to promote a positive image of aging and highlight how the Fremont Senior Center improves the lives of local older adults and strengthens the center's visibility among potential new participants, community partners, and decision makers. And then we have testimonials that are in another sheet in your packet. It says "We Love Seniors" handout, and you can also view their video on GLCAP's YouTube channel as well. So we had four volunteers that came to just give a little testimonial with how coming, whether it's 2 days or 4 days a week to the senior center, between the meals and just exercise and that sort of thing, and just communicating and having that bond with other people helps them. So, thank you.
And I would say, really check out those YouTube videos because they're amazing. Just to hear, you can hear from me, but if you hear from the seniors, if that doesn't get you, I don't know what would. I mean, one of the ladies was a little bit in tears, and their own personal stories really bring about the fact that is their community. Of course, we all know that the population projections for the state of Ohio show the fastest growing segment of the population, of course, the baby boomers from 60 to 69. And when people think about that, they typically think, oh, well, those folks are still working. Well, I am, because I'm in that group too. But typically the folks that we serve with the services are 75 and over. And the homebound, 75 and over generally at the senior centers, are homebound are more than 85, 80 to 100. So we're talking 4 generations of seniors and having programming that meets the needs of 4 different types of seniors in there. Because, I'm a senior, but my parents are seniors. They live on the other side of the state, 89, 90. And so they get home delivered meals. So you've got multi-generations within that category. So maybe you yourself don't need the services, but you've got an aunt, uncle, grandparents still, parents that could use the services, neighbors and whatnot. So, it's, again, we're hitting the more frail elderly in what we're doing. Last year at Fremont, we provided over 35,000 meals to homebound seniors and over 5,000 lunches to seniors at the senior center. That's 54% of the total we do for the whole county. So we know that the city of Fremont is definitely getting a large portion of the services, and of course that's our biggest population base as well. And last, I'd like to say, the Sandusky County property tax levy funds 77% of all the services that we provide. And the biggest one, of course, is the Meals on Wheels. And it allows us to help Americans stay in their homes as long as possible, avoiding those costs for assisted living or nursing home. So that, again, the return on investment is definitely there. Meet the needs of the growing elderly population, and having a local property tax. I know folks have opinions, and there's a lot going on out there in those discussions for folks, but it gives us local control over how those dollars are spent versus a different system that might be just totally managed by the state. So something to think about. So what will be coming up in November is a 1 mil renewal with a 0.25 increase. It has been 10 years since we've had any increase, and food costs are really the driving force here. So I'd like to say a couple resources that we've given to the council, and if you folks want that here. We have a senior directory, and it has 26 pages of resources within our community, everything related to seniors, so that's in the packet. And then there's also what we call the yellow book. It's Getting Around Guide for Sandusky County. So I'm the director of TRIPS Transportation, and we provide transportation to the general public, but also seniors. So there's resources in here as well. for getting that. And I would like to say we truly value the partnership with the city council and the administration in our efforts to improve the quality of life for senior citizens in our community. It's your leadership that makes a difference, and thank you for the opportunity to comment and provide some facts about current services and the need for the senior citizens.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Kim Holman here, and she's with North Ohio Lake Erie Nurse Honor Guard.
Good evening. As Jamie said, I'm with the North Ohio Lake Erie Nurse Honor Guard. Just kind of a poll of the audience as well as the council and administration. How many of you have ever heard of us or been to one of our tributes? That's kind of what I thought. Okay, that's why I'm here. I'm representing our group. We've been around since June of 2024. One of our nurses had a friend in another county in Ohio that was involved in the Nurse Honor Guard in her community. She had our friend Brenda Baker come to a tribute, and Brenda said, wow, I need to come back to our county and bring it here. So that was started back in June of 24, and we are 5 counties, our group, okay? We represent Erie, Huron, Seneca, Sandusky, and Ottawa counties. We have nurse representation from each one of those counties. We're all volunteer. Most of us are retired, but we do have some nurses that are still actively working. We're actually a national movement, okay? So there's nurse honor guards in every state in the United States. Ohio, I'm very proud to state, we have 88 counties. Of those 88 counties, 50 of those counties are represented by a nurse honor guard. Pretty darn cool, all right? We have a couple missions. It's the commitment to ensure that the nurse who's dedicated their life to the nursing profession does not go unrecognized. Our goal to present to you today is twofold. We're looking to gain new members. As I said, we're all volunteers and everybody's got lots of things going on, so the more the merrier, so we can continue to do our mission. And the other thing we need to do is to promote what we have to offer to the public. Therefore, that's why I'm here today. All of the funeral homes in the 5 counties have been visited by at least one of us. We provided brochures to them. They're our major link of getting the information out to the families of the persons who passed. The criteria to get a tribute is you needed to be a nurse, a registered nurse or a licensed professional nurse. That's it, okay? And any registered nurse or LPN is invited to join us. So many of the funeral homes that we've been to have provided tributes. The furthest I've driven is about an hour and a half down, way down in Huron County, and was very well received. So just to kind of clarify, as far as the legal definition of a nurse, it means that the person's graduated from an accredited school of nursing, a nursing center or an academic health center that provides nurse training. As nurses that are involved in the Nurse Honor Guard, we know that a nurse is way more than this. And we know that nursing integrates the art and science of caring and focuses on the protection, promotion, and optimization of health and human functioning. And we do so much more. As I said, the Nurse Honor Guards are all volunteers, either active or retired, and we provide an honor tribute at the deceased nurse's end of life. Primarily, we're doing it at the funeral home because that seems to be where most of the need is at this time. But we've also presented at churches and at the gravesite itself. As a nurse, we never stop being a nurse. We know that it's a calling and feel that any nurse that's deceased gets recognized and has earned this recognition at their service at the time of death. We know that the nurse career path is very demanding, it's very rewarding, stressful, peaceful, and very intimate. And these tributes provide those friends and families with comfort, knowing that what he or she did as a nurse truly made a difference, especially in the nurse's area of expertise. Most of you are probably aware or familiar with the Veterans Tribute that occurs at the time of death. This is very similar to that. It's kind of based upon that as well. There are no fees for the ceremonial tribute. We rely on donations. We sometimes get a check or a recognition from a family member or community groups or whatever. Our tribute itself only lasts about 10 minutes, and we usually precede the actual ceremony that the pastor or whoever's providing that does. There's a small questionnaire that the family fills out so that we become more familiar with the deceased nurse, and this way we can personalize the tribute, and we can include where they went to nursing school, any awards or any recognitions they might have received in their professional career, and how many years they worked, any other details that seem to be relevant to that person. So, I probably think you haven't seen me walk around in the street in my outfit, but this is how we present ourselves. We kind of our tributes are based upon Florence Nightingale. Many of you are probably familiar with that name. It was from the very beginning of nursing. And so we all wear a similar uniform in that we have white on, we have our capes with the red lining, our hats, which is weird because I've never worn a nursing cap in my whole life until I got involved in this. So as I was getting in the car tonight, I'm like, don't smack your head on the ceiling. So my husband, when I came out dressed, he's like, whoa, I've never seen your hat. So it was kind of funny to have that happen before I came here. And the reason we wear this is what Florence Nightingale wore when she established the very first professional nursing school clear back in 1860 in London, England. Many of our nurses still have their original nursing caps, and they're different shapes, different colors, and by that I mean a lot of them are kind of brown at this point in time. And we include a Nightingale lamp in our tribute because Florence, she carried her lamp in order to see her patients in the dark, and that is how she achieved that nickname of Lady of the Lamp. So our tribute begins with a poem, She Was There. It was written by a nurse named Diane Jagger. We provide or present a white rose, and the white rose actually symbolizes the dedication to the nursing profession. Then we do a roll call of all nurses present. We ask those that are in the audience if they would like to stand to be recognized. And they also, those of us that are there that day are recognized as well. So when we do the poem, there's statements throughout the poem, and all of the nurses respond to that is with the deceased person's name, i.e. I'm going to say Jamie. Jamie was there. We go through this whole thing. There's a little humor involved as that as well. And then at the very end of the nurse recognition of those that are present, we read the deceased nurse's name 3 times. Each time is followed by the ringing of a chime. I've never heard a sound other than that chime in any tribute that I've been to. The crowd is just really caught up in it. After the 3rd unanswered call to duty, the deceased nurse is officially released from their nursing duties. So we give the family member that Nightingale lamp that was lit. We blow the candle out and give it to that family member with their condolences. So the National Nursing Nurse Honor Guard Coalition was actually founded in 2011 by a nurse that lived and practiced up near Detroit. There are more than 250 Nurse Honor Guard organizations in the United States. And as I told you, we cover 50 of those counties, the 88 counties in Ohio. Our group alone has provided about 45 tributes to date in a little over a year. We do continue to grow. We have 36 active members. We're always looking for new ones. Again, as I said, we're volunteer. We have funding just by a token annual due and a yearly dues, as well as financial donations from families and other organizations. We are a 501c3 group, so we're not-a-profit. So anybody who does make a donation, they can use it as tax deduction. So I thank you all for your time and your interest. Jamie, thank you for having me on your agenda today.
Thank you.
And if anyone has any questions, or whatever, I'd be happy to answer. Hopefully. If I don't have an answer, I'll find one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've done one of these tributes, and they are really touching. I mean, they're really something. I was thrilled when Kim called and asked if she could come and speak about them at council meeting. So, and I'm going to go ahead.
Okay. Madam President, we have some unfinished business regarding the Board of Zoning Appeals. I would like to take this time to entertain a motion to uphold the decision by the Board of Zoning Appeals as regards to the Hayes Avenue property.
there any discussion about this?
Does council understand what a yes vote means and a no vote means as relates to the motion?
Please educate me.
Okay. So if you vote yes, you're upholding the PCA. You vote no, you're against it. As council recalls, when it's the first time, page 6, vote is still overturning this.
And what was the BCA's recommendation?
Their application was denied from the Board of Zoning Appeals.
So this was the fence.
This was the shed.
Yeah.
So they applied for a shed to be allowed to be 4 feet from the property line, but the code requires it to be 10 feet from the property line. So they applied for a variance and they were denied.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Anyone else? Roll call?
Reese, Sleek,
No.
Frazier,
No.
Weiss,
Yes.
Addie,
No.
Elder,
Yes.
Kleinvold.
Yes. No.
4-3. So the ruling is upheld, correct?
Correct. Would have taken 6 no votes.
I have a statement.
Madam President, she would like to make a statement.
May I make a statement? Sure. Why or what is our next step? Because what are the standards of too big of a yard that it's not being able to be set back?
It's not too big of a yard, it's set back on the side.
Because we have too big of a yard was our reasoning. They approved, the night of our variance meeting, they approved a 26 by 40 huge building in the back of a yard that takes up nearly 100% of their backyard. I have photos of it in a community. But our shed is 40 square foot too big to follow a 4-foot setback instead of 10. And the reasoning was, is because we have too big of a yard. Well, what are the numbers of too big of a yard? Like, what is that? It's just up to that person that qualifies that?
I don't know that answer. Do you know the answer to that, Erica?
I believe the application that she's talking about, they have a smaller lot. So therefore, they were granted a variance due to the size of their lot, so they can be able to enjoy the same, amenities as, everybody else. So their lot was like 40 foot wide versus, so they were not able to meet any setbacks besides the, what was allowed.
All right, so what happened, if we already voted on it, the issue is resolved as it matters, as it relates to council. So the next step, ma'am, is you have to just consult with them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
May I make a statement?
Yes.
I'm sure I know what you're referring to in the other variance that was granted, because that's my neighborhood. And I totally agree with the fact that it's absolutely unsightly. And we, in the neighborhood, attempted to make it stop, but we're out in Baldwin Township, and the zoning permitted it to happen out there.
Make what stop?
That large building that she's talking about that takes up the whole backyard. They literally had to take part of their house down in order to put that building up. The second story of their house that was damaged.
So we just feel like
It just doesn't seem fair, in my opinion, as a person.
our reasoning was we have too big of a lot. Like, we have a big enough lot to follow the 10-foot setbacks. And what is that standard of too big of a lot? I guess I want that in writing to present to an attorney if that's what we decide to do, of what that standard of too big of a lot is.
We don't have
Where
that
can I
answer.
find that information?
Erica, can you find that information somewhere?
Yes, I can help Mrs. Spade, yes. She can call
Okay.
me tomorrow. We
Okay.
can discuss
You can call
what
Erica
she's
tomorrow.
requesting.
Okay. We're going to move on to our readings.
Third reading of an ordinance to authorize the expenditure and direct the Safety Service Director to enter into a contract with D2 Excavating LLC in an amount not to exceed $329,000.00 for the Wilson Street Elevated Tank Improvements Project.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Angie Reese moves to adopt, Denny Addy seconds. Any further questions on this? Okay, roll call.
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Addy,
Yes.
Elder,
Yes.
Livo.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Third reading of a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor, city council.
I'll move to adopt.
Second.
John Elder moves to adopt, Ms. Lightfoot seconds. Are there any further questions on this? Roll call.
Frazier,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Addy,
Yes.
Elder,
Yes.
Livo,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Sleek.
Yes.
Second reading of an ordinance amending chapter 351 of the codified ordinances of the city of Fremont entitled Parking Generally, specifically chapter 351.99B, Penalty and Waiver Section.
By roll. Okay. Constitutes the second reading of that.
Second reading of an ordinance dictating policies and procedures for capital and non-capital assets for the city of Fremont, state of Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
We got that one roll as well.
They haven't kicked yet.
Okay.
Second reading of an ordinance prohibiting the use of smoking products and electric smoking devices on city-owned recreational property.
That's the same thing, Madam President. On both of those ordinance regarding smoking and parking, I would recommend going through readings of the public time for any type of questions.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of people reach out to me.
Okay.
First reading of an ordinance amending appropriations within General Fund 101, Water Operating Fund 510, Sewer Operating Fund 570, and declaring an emergency.
Madam President?
Yes.
If I may. So we have an employee in one of our departments that is going to be off for 8 weeks due to birth of her child. And she wants to come back, so what we are going to do is we're going to get a temporary person to fill in for 8 weeks on a part-time basis. And what this ordinance is it basically takes the money that we were going to spend on the employee's wages and move it to contract services so that we can hire the temp. And I would ask for Bruce to go forward because she went into labor earlier than expected. That's why there's such an emergency on it right now. So congratulations to her.
I move to suspend Rule 4.
Second.
Sleep moves to suspend Rule 4, South Frazier seconds. Any questions on the suspension of Rule 4? Roll call.
Reese,
Yes.
Addy,
Yes.
Elder,
Yes.
Livo,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier.
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
John Elder moves to adopt, Kristen Lees seconds. Any further questions on this? Roll call.
Addy,
Yes.
Elder,
Yes.
Livo,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
First reading of a resolution authorizing the approval and issuance of a warrant for payment of $18,552.17 to Bonded Chemical Incorporated and declaring an emergency.
Madam President, I also asked for Rule 4 on this. This was an accident, the PO accidentally got deleted by someone in the auditor's office. Total complete accident, just, we had the money, it just got, the actual PO got deleted, we had to go back and re-put it in, and obviously it was passed. So,
I move to suspend Rule 4.
I'll second.
Angie Reese moves to suspend Rule 4. Christine Lee seconds. Any further questions about the suspension of Rule 4? Roll call.
Elder,
Yes.
Livo,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Sleek,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Addy.
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Reese moves to adopt, Chris Weigel seconds. Any other questions? Roll call.
Lightfoot.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Sleek.
Yes.
Frazier.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Addie.
Yes.
Elder.
Yes.
First reading of a resolution authorizing the approval and the issuance of warrant for payment of $3,294.50 to Fremont Development Corporation and declaring an emergency.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
same explanation as the last one, however, I would like to go a little bit further and elaborate. We may be seeing a couple more of these come in here or there as far as work payment goes. As you know, we're going through a major computer upgrade, a software upgrade. So, we're learning. Mistakes are going to be made while we're learning, but fortunately, we're able to correct them like this. Hopefully, this will be the last of it, but, for the most part, we probably will have a couple of more here and there.
And this was in regards to the accounting software?
Correct. I believe so, yeah.
And we see a couple more, you mean in
I'm
regards
not-
to Fremont Development, just in general?
Just generally, I'm saying there could be. We're going through a big software upgrade, so.
Move to suspend rule 4.
Second.
Andy Reese moves to suspend rule 4.
Okay.
You can talk in a second. John Elder, second. Any question about the suspension of rule 4? Roll call.
Reese.
Angie, or yes.
Sleek.
Yes.
Frazier.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Addie.
Yes.
Elder.
Yes.
Lightfoot.
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
John Elder moves to adopt. Chris Weigel seconds. And Maddie, don't be
Is this a shared invoice? I mean, is there other people involved with this as far as paying this bill? I mean, is that a,
Well, so all the bills we're trying to, for each individual department, they'll put in their own purchase orders. And then what happens is the purchase orders get processed through the auditor's office. After they're approved by me, I have to go and approve them all, and Paul has to go and approve them all as well. So there are multiple people using this system, so there is going to be a learning curve. So far, it's been great, according to Terry. I'll have her come in and explain more as we progress on this, as far as where we're at with this stuff.
that wasn't really what I was getting at.
Okay.
For this Fremont Development Corporation,
Oh,
are we also sharing expense with maybe the state or with RGP or any of the others?
well, this, I can't speak
Yeah.
specific to it, but the Fremont Development Corp, that's directly our industrial park. And there are other entities involved. As far as this money goes, I don't know if any other entities involved with this money.
The answer is no.
Okay,
I
so where
believe
the
the
money,
answer is no to the question. I understand what you're asking.
right, I was just wondering where the money goes to then.
Well, when we sell the lots,
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Gotcha.
that makes jobs.
This is all in reference to the industrial park and the development of the industrial park.
Okay. I just didn't know who Fremont Development Corporation was. It sounds like it's us as well.
It's a nonprofit organization that, that the city is working with to develop the industrial park.
I apologize, I didn't understand your question.
No, it's all right. I have that problem.
I understand what you're asking.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Sleek.
Yes.
Frazier.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Addie.
Yes.
Elder.
Yes.
Lightfoot.
Yes.
Reese.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go to committee reports. Streets and utilities, Denny,
Nothing at this time.
okay.
There's some
Finance.
things in the works,
Oh, good.
not a big spot.
Finance and labor, Chris Weigel.
Nothing that much.
Economic development, Jim Sleek.
Thank you, Madam President. As you can see, if you're driving anywhere near Stone Street and State, they're getting very close to opening up the Friendship. I think it went fairly quick. And a lot of other things in the works that probably in the next few months in my ward anyways, you'll see developing and had a great turnout down at the amphitheater, and I bragged our city up to the folks that was there, about the economic developments that's going on. So, pretty neat stuff. So,
Thank you. Laws, rules, and ordinances, John Elder.
Nothing to add, President.
Parks and Recreation, Seth Frazier.
Thank you, Madam President. We have a football fundamentals program that's going to be happening with Malachi Freeman. Get over the rec, get signed up for it. We have the adult volleyball sign up. Pumpkin Ball League registration is open as well. And then we have the Fit for Life program that's happening. And then reminder of the trunk or treat that the rec puts on. It's a great time. All businesses should join. There's a lot of the community that joins, and a lot of kids. It's a great time. So
What's the date on that?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Spun it up.
Now, well,
October 25th.
October 25th. Thank you, ma'am. Saturday, October 25th at 5 p.m.
Okay, Citizen Service Committee, Angie Reese.
I much to say other than police departments doing their job of taking care of the highways, and not highways, the streets, city streets, and making sure that everything's run properly. The fire department's doing their work also, and we have two very good departments here taking care of the city of Fremont.
Thank you.
How are we on hiring? Are we about to hire?
As far as the police department?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I can give a quick update on that. We gave our test and interviews were conducted. We have a list compiled right now. Offer letters have been sent to 3 candidates, with the possibility of a 4th coming soon. I'll leave that determination up to the chief when he's ready. Right now, we have 2 candidates that just graduated the academy that are in the field training, and we made offers to 2 candidates. One does not need training, the other 2 do, and the chief doesn't like to burden the system with a bunch of people in training, so we got kind of eased into it. So that'll be his decision, but we're ready whenever he is.
And it's going to be 4 total then.
Yeah.
And then Captain Connor's in the back there as well.
Hi, everyone.
Captain Conger, that's got a ring to it.
Yeah, just to piggyback what the Safety Service Director said. So yeah, we just had one that finished the State Patrol Academy, Esteban Barajas, and he had his last, I think it was a 2-month military deployment he had to finish up. We just had 2 that graduated from the OB a couple weeks ago, so they'll start going into field training here with Sergeant Scully actually this week. And we have another gentleman that's hired from another agency who's already certified, who will hopefully start in the next 2 to 3 weeks once we get all the paperwork through. Should be a really good hire. He's got over 10 years of experience. And what, like Mr. Frost was saying, we'll send 2 more to EHOBE Police Academy. It's kind of the closest local academy that's a full-time academy that we believe gives good training. There is other options that we can look at, but those academies don't start pretty much until 2026. So we want to kind of get them in training and kind of get the ball rolling. But yeah, I'll just piggyback also with Mr. Frost said, like, this was probably our most successful hiring round as far as applications in almost the 10 years I've been in police administration as far as applicants and qualifications. So compared to years past, 5-10 years from now, we have 8 to 10 people applying for maybe 2 to 3 jobs. Now, this last round, I think we had almost 40 due to like different collective bargaining agreements that we've gotten with the city. And policing is very competitive, and I think the city's put us in a great place financially and incentive-wise to recruit people to our area instead of our people looking to leave and go to neighboring cities, because everybody's trying to take from everybody else's spot. It's
Coaching.
yeah. So, but yeah, so recruiting and hiring is going really well. We're really satisfied with where we are right now, and yeah.
I saw you guys brought a bike in today.
Yep, Sergeant Scully's out on bike patrol. We'll have a couple more bikes out, I think, till 1 in the morning tonight. So we have also sent a couple more officers to bike school. So I think we're up to 6 officers at the PD that are, bike certified. There's a whole week school you have to go to get on that bike. It's not just,
Are we gonna invest in some e-bikes to keep up with what's going on in our streets right now by chance?
You know, the sheriff's department.
We have e-bikes.
Do we?
However, you will see more e-bikes in the budget
Yeah.
for 2026.
Okay, cool.
we have two right now.
I don't want to interfere with their fitness, though, Mr. Mayor.
We have to hire.
As long as they can turn that off. Keep them fit.
I would say it was a great job seeing the police, we had 8 in the parade on Monday for Labor Day, and it was great seeing them out there and interacting with our youth. And I think that's very important.
I think that was the first parade since the fleet has been obviously all remarked, all the police cars. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but we have the parade car that we have now that the SRO, Officer Rivera, uses, and we use that in parades. It's the big red, white, and blue American flag, donation from the VFW, so their logo is on that car as well, so, yeah.
Great job.
Just to piggyback off of that, that's a great question. I think council, the public should know that when we invest into our police invest back into the community.
Yeah.
And I think that has been something that has been priority of my administration, making sure that we were working diligently with the captain and chief Weston and the safety service director and council to make all of the changes that we've made over the last several years to adapt to the barriers that we were facing as a city. And I think we said this before, we knew that a lot of these changes were going to be hard for the city to adapt to initially, and even the financial obligation that we need to commit ourselves to. But we're getting an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of gear when it comes to safety for the community. And I think the decision that council has made by supporting the administration and allowing us to allocate the dollars to the police department, not only through equipment, but through collaboration with the schools, our school resource officer, and other resources that they have. I can remember when I first got in office, it was hard to get people to even come to the parade, even when you were paying them. And now it's nice when you have officers that are vested. And they do that just like anyone else. When you invest in your people will invest back in.
And keep in mind too that
done a great job.
our auditor's not here tonight, and he's crucial to
Huge.
finding ways, because for those,
Huge.
we have to balance our budget all the time.
Huge.
And he finds ways to get the police department the money they need to do their jobs, and we still balance our budget every
The
month.
collaboration between council and the auditor's office and our administration has been, I feel that we are leaps and bounds ahead of other communities our size when I go to different mayor's trainings and seminars, because of the collaboration of elected officials that really it takes to get that. So it's something to be proud of.
Yes.
Something to point out, I have not seen you on a bike.
Well, like I said, it's a week. You can't just jump on a bike and go. We have to send them to a week-long course.
We don't have training.
We'll wait for you.
I got enough, so I'm good.
Christmas parade, you better be in.
We can afford a lot of things, Councilman, we can afford a lot of things, we're not training.
Yeah, touche. We'll get somebody to donate them.
Yeah.
Are we done with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Community Partnership Committee, Christine Weeks.
Just a reminder that school is back in session, as many of you all know, and just to be aware of extra traffic in the morning with the buses and in the afternoon. And then in addition, there is an evening farmers market this Saturday, so come on up for that. Thank you, Madam
A lot
President.
of big things happening downtown on Saturday.
Okay. Ken Frost?
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to point out to everybody that 53, Sierra 53 is being resurfaced. That is an ODOT project. However, our engineer here was able to work with ODOT so that work is being completed at nighttime rather than day. It's still going to be an inconvenience, but kudos to our engineering staff, which leads me to my next comment. I've been working in this capacity for the city for 10 years now, and this is by far the busiest I've ever seen that engineering office. So that's a positive. There's good things happening. We're able to make good things happening with our administration, Paul Grawl, and the budget. So look, Fremont's up and coming right now, and
we really need to take advantage of this momentum and keep it rolling. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
They're starting to pick up yard waste on Monday.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Captain Conger, do you have anything further?
No, I do not, thank you.
Okay. Mayor Sanchez.
Just want to let council know that we are in the process for submitting for another road infrastructure grant. We will be doing that next week. We are looking, and we're keeping our fingers crossed, to get Wilson Avenue redone. If you've been on Wilson Avenue, and the roads are our number one priority as councils, along with safety. Roads and safety are our number one priorities. I do have a call into the railroad in reference to many different intersections that have of our railroads in the city. The city doesn't get to make the infrastructure improvements at the railroad crossings. For example, Wilson is in very bad shape when you go over it. So they told me by the middle of September that they would start to work on that one. I get a lot of calls about the one on Hayes Avenue out by Stone Street. That's not inside the city limits. However, I still did mention that to the railroad, but it's not inside the city limits.
You gotta navigate that.
Yeah, so that one's in bad shape, but it's not in the city limits. I still made the phone call and talked to them about the other one. I can't remember the street right now. There was another one that was in pretty bad shape.
There's one on Garrison Street that's real bad.
I can't remember.
People
I got the list.
are flipping their bikes on those railroad tracks.
That's right in the dentist office.
So,
Yeah.
I just want council to know that we're applying for this grant, and then also with this grant, we're applying for it. We believe there's a better chance. We're trying to increase the project to get Stone Street, Kroger Street, and Stone down to, I think, let me give you more information on that area, because I didn't write it down. I can document it. I believe to the railroad tracks.
So we're trying for it.
And that might be the railroad tracks we call them. I'd have to look, because I got a list of them upstairs. So we're trying to get additional grant now. There still will be a match to that. So Paul, the city auditor, Mr. Graw, we are in a meeting with Mr. Graw, Mr. Frost, and our engineer, trying to figure out in time how this is going to work on the yearly schedule of all of the projects that we have. I promise you this, next year you're going to get more complaints about road construction, more so than you will about the streets. There's going to be a lot of work being done this year. These grants that we've applied for over the last several years, that you have to wait 2 to 3 years to use, are going to all start to hit, and it's going to be for the next probably 4 or 5 years a lot of road work from State Street to Harbor Road to Hayes Avenue.
It's a good problem to have.
A lot of different areas. Burchard Avenue, I've gotten a lot of calls about Burchard Avenue. What I want to remind the public of is Burchard Avenue isn't just a mill and fill. It's a complete road infrastructure upgrade from below up. It would be equivalent to the Garrison Street project. And there's very few grant dollars available for a project like that because it's in a residential neighborhood and it doesn't connect to like one of our major thoroughways and things like that. So we're probably going to have to take out a bond to do Burchard Avenue, and it's probably anywhere from a $5 to $7 million project. So it's not anything that the city can overtake right now. We're not in a position to do it. We're trying to figure out how we can get in the position to do it, but I know the folks that live in Burchard Avenue, when they're talking about their road issues, it's not as easy as putting blacktop on top of the road. There's a lot, that's original infrastructure in the city that we're trying to figure out how to deal with. But it's a big monster to take care of. So I don't have any, yes, sir.
Is Stone Street completely ours, or is that Park County?
That's part of it, yes.
So the county would probably want to be involved, or we just?
No, we have an agreement where we're helping as part of road maintenance. It's like that on a lot of, not just the city of Fremont, a lot of cities where you have a road that's kind of split. And then you just have an agreement where we take care of that.
Gotcha.
So just an update on this.
That's it? Jim Malley?
Nothing that I'm present.
Okay. Does anybody from the audience want to come up to the podium and speak? If so, give your name and address.
Hello, everybody. I'm Burns. I live at 1483 Pinewood Boulevard, Fremont, Ohio, 43420. Just like to ask, where I live, I hear the roads are going to get fixed, and I'm very, very happy about that. But I'd like to know, who do I contact to try to get some sidewalks on the road? Because there's people walking, kids are riding bikes, and they're riding out on Cleveland Avenue. And I don't think it's a smart place to put kids out on Cleveland Avenue because they like to race up and down Cleveland Avenue. So I don't know how to go about it, or I'd like to ask how to go about trying to get sidewalks put in. I know if I had my own money, I'd do it myself. Right? But is there, who do I contact, or who do I go about talking to?
I would think, Mr. Burns, that as far as our ordinances, let me finish before you beat me up.
Oh, no.
As far as our ordinances goes, the sidewalks are the responsibility of the homeowner. But, and I make no promises on this at all, but there may be a way that we could work something in, since we are going to be redoing that road into the project, but that would be more of a Tucker, Frederick, our city engineer.
Yes.
That would be more of a question for him to see what we're actually capable of doing there. I support whatever decision Tucker would make.
Well, it would be tough because the city ordinance,
So, like, yeah, I don't mean to interrupt.
the homeowner's responsible to.
Who's hurt would we, do we have to talk to him too?
If he's the property owner.
Across the street, yes.
Yeah.
It's the property owner's responsibility. Now, I don't know what happened when they built that and why the city didn't require that back when they built that. If that was to be built today, we would require them to put something.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I have like one announcement.
Okay.
First National Bank is turning 150 years old. This Tuesday, they're having, at the Fremont branch, they're having a celebration where you can come and get a free lunch, because there'll be a food truck there, some giveaways and things like that. So I invite everyone here, including our audience members, public, come on out and celebrate with us at noon on Tuesday. Where are we?
First National.
First National in Potter Village, right next to the Dairy Queen. At noon. At noon.
Okay, anyone else? Okay.
I did have a president reach out to me, Mr. Melly, this is maybe something I have to look into. He wanted to know if there was anything on the books, penalty or law. He has a neighbor who's basically feeding skunks or raccoons, or he believes that's what he's doing. I looked through our ordinances, I didn't really see anything that matched, but I haven't yet produced other, municipalities.
The state code.
Yeah, well, sure. Well, if there is a state, I haven't looked at state code.
There might be a state law.
There might be something, and if there is, we'd probably find a way to enforce it, I don't know. But I just wanted to bring some awareness to that.
Okay.
And see if there's something we can do if there isn't something on the
Okay.
I know I was running across something, and some other issues with animals in the city, and I did find out if they're a wild animal, you're not allowed to feed them. You can't kill them, but you're not allowed to feed them.
No, I agree with that sentiment. Councilman, I just don't know,
There's a penalty.
if there's a penalty, right.
I do not know off the top of my head.
Let somebody on skunk watch.
Well, there's definitely a problem with skunks.
I know about turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially on,
Chickens, like all my.
Especially between
Yeah.
our houses.
Are you, hey, are you feeding them?
No.
I know there's a good amount on.
I'm scared to death of them.
I thought it was,
My dog got sprayed.
Yeah.
I thought it was just
Yeah.
in this area when I've got two complaints, from people that I think they live close together. And I thought it was that creek that runs across St. Joe's. And it isn't, because they're just all over. So
We've got baby skunks in our neighborhood. We've got an albino skunk in our neighborhood.
You should take
Seems like
pictures.
that's a good luck
Avenue?
thing.
And I live on Wayne Street. He
Our
lives on
neighbor has a
Bircher.
4-foot pile of brush in his backyard, and they house back there.
Mine, I had some under my deck. I had 5 babies and a mama under my deck a couple of years ago.
They do that one, but I was going to.
Sorry, I just think of this.
I guess you did do tornadoes on that deck.
Can I make a motion to adjourn?
I second it.
Okay, roll call.
Frazier?
Yes.
Reese?
Yes.
Addie?
Yes.
Elder?
Yes.
Reinhold?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.